Hello everyone, I am Xerix Lord Sentinel, and welcome back to CG4. The pirates continue to do well, with several ships and a set of native canoes gathering metals in the southern half of the ocean. In the northern ocean, pirate gold ships continue to go about their business, but under escort, as the corsairs are still lingering about. The Cursed load some of their stored UTs onto the Grand Misfortune. They can see the first of several American ships appearing on the horizon. The Vikings take their turn, moving ships about and attempting to keep their heads above the water. Sigurd Anderson is moved to the Polaris Icebreaker. The Corsairs have gathered their four strongest and most powerful warships that they have available, and have pointed them at the pirates. The Dutch continue to sail around, sharing an island with the French. There can be no mistaking now that the Americans are sailing toward the Cursed, with several gunships en route and valuable metals coming in back home. The French continue to bring in resources. At the end of their turn, they launch the Ville de Paris. The Spanish dock El Equimista at home. Meanwhile, the Collector del Dia and La Joya del Sol have returned via Whirlpool from the archipelago. The Collector is carrying a hold of textiles, while the Joya del Sol is loaded with gold from the middle island. The San Pedro, La Monarca, and La Zaragoza have all loaded spices. The Santa Ana has used a Whirlpool to get into the archipelago, and is positioned to pick up some textiles on her next turn. The Morning Star has navigated a northern route into the archipelago, and is bearing down on the same textiles island. The Conglomerate continues to run gold as it has the past few turns. The Seeker has almost returned to the archipelago, while the Gaki and Windfish are almost home. The Ignition and Reihi have split up, with the Ignition moving north, while the Reihi sails south. The Jades sail west, hoping to find an island or two that have not been explored and could offer valuable resources. The Hyena has successfully navigated the reef and has docked at the shipwreck. The Dawn Treader is a move away from landing at the shared spice island with the Corsairs. Elsewhere for the English, the Aberdeen Baron has loaded a full hold of textiles, and the English have given pass to the Corsairs, allowing them to load resources from the large island. The pirate operations in the Southern Ocean continue to function as normal, more or less. The Zeus is attempting to round Earth to the northern part of the map. The warring tribes in Zephyr have sailed in what seems to be a beeline for the Jade Rebellion. Pirate ships cluster around the northern half of the pirate home island, with a few gunships among the gold runners. The reason why is soon clear. The Corsairs have struck. The Selkie and the pirates shot first, landing an exploding shot on the Sphinx. On their turn, however, the Corsairs struck back. The Cursed are playing defense. Several of the ships have moved into the fog, where they cannot be shot at. The Grand Misfortune is still docked at the home island, but the Dark Pact has sailed around to the far side. To the south, Cursed gold ships load textiles. Far away from the home island, the fog-hopping Wisp is having trouble getting out of the fog to get to the middle island of the Turbulence area. The Vikings send two gunships east, toward the commotion with the pirates and the Corsairs. The Vikings also have interest in the textiles island the Corsairs have attacked, and they are nursing some hurt pride at their previous defeat at the hands of the pirates. The Corsairs have been waiting a long time for this moment, and though it seemed like a bad idea given the numbers and firepower advantages the pirates had, the Corsairs decided it was time to strike anyway. The Sphinx was more or less unaffected by the exploding shot, sailing forward and connecting with her cannons and her own fire shot to set the Selkie aflame. The Red Star was next, sailing and maneuvering carefully and then receiving a fleet action to shoot, which triggered the UT Neptune's Trident. A wave S-wide and 3L long surged up and out from the Red Star, knocking out two masts on the 7 pirate ships in range. This crippled several of the pirate ships defending the island, and outright dismasted at least one, but the Corsairs weren't done yet. The Osiris succeeded at her same action twice, sailed 6S into the fray, and went 3 for 4 to take a mast and a half from the Agnes Crystallis. The Giza was also successful with her built-in extra action, and sailed in, making land to the pirate town and attempting to capture it by boarding. With a roll of 6, the Giza and the Corsairs succeeded! The Giza also managed to damage the Darkhawk too, but that was not her main goal. The Corsairs have struck a blow against the pirates, and have landed a good opening punch. The Giza will likely be safe for a few turns, as the crew Ibrahim Vosley prevents her from being shot at if she is docked. The Red Star seems to be in a precarious position, but the Corsairs had a plan in place for that as well, the Resurrection Codex. This UT would allow the Red Star to be fully repaired and sent back to her home island if she is sunk, and the Corsairs plan to scuttle her to activate that effect. Elsewhere, gold galleys descend on the Textiles island shared with the English. With the textiles now captured from the pirates, it remains to be seen if the Corsairs will continue to travel to this island. The Dutch continue to sail as they have, gathering resources and staying afloat. The Americans seem to be waiting for their larger gunships to arrive before deciding to do anything more. The Boston, Jarvis, and Julius Caesar are all in formation just off the coast of the cursed home island. Meanwhile, the Carolina has loaded some metals. The mercenaries continue to sail, with the Forward getting closer to home and the Matuku returning to a metals island. The Ville de Paris moves out and French gold runners continue to gather resources. The Spanish land the Colector del Dia at home, where she unloads her hull of textiles. The Spanish cash them all in and combine with gold already on their home island to launch El Algeciras from Ocean's Edge, with the captain, towing the Diablo flotilla. El Corazon Dorado, with Fleet Admiral crew Commandant Sebastian Salazar and an oarsman. Seeing the incoming pirates and recalling what happened to them the last time they ignored them, the Jades turn sharply south, attempting to steer clear of the much larger and well-armed pirate ships. The Rehi is close to making land, rediscovering a food island that the conglomerate explored at some point in the past. The Gaki is close to home. The conglomerate is thinking of a way to make the winged fish usable again. The Seeker docks at the Middle Archipelago Island, re-exploring it for the conglomerate and loading gold. The Spanish to the south seem too busy to notice. The Ignition makes land at a textiles island. The conglomerate is overjoyed to finally have a valuable resource. The Dover and Sea Tiger dock home their hauls of food, along with the textiles from the Alexandra to give themselves some liquid assets. The Aberdeen Baron departs, heading back to home. The Hound is almost at the island, and the Lady Provost is a turn or two out. The Dawn Treader makes land at the Spice Island in the north, loading a good amount of the resource. The real excitement for the English was when the Hyena explored the shipwreck, finding some coins and another instance of the gold UT. However, this one was different from the one found on the Middle Archipelago Island, stipulating that the shipwreck would refill with 10 random coins when it was empty. The Hyena loaded 3 of the coins found there, leaving the gold UT and another coin. Spending almost all of their gold, the English launched the HMS Everjust at the end of their turn. And that wraps up this report. The first true combat has happened. The Corsairs are set to fight the pirates, and could receive help from the Vikings. The Americans are poised to attack the Cursed, and the pirates now have a bone to pick with the Corsairs. If you want to see what happens next, make sure you're subscribed. If you liked what you saw, hit that like button. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next time.